just chuckle nuts?
Brand new.
Welcome back, Magma Munchers. It's your favorite marketable plushie Magma. Here are the max stat armor builds. Each armor build will be linked in the description below so you can check them out. Beginning with power, the maximum amount of power you can currently get is 262. You can either use an Atlantean Arcanium Bracelet or Blasted Arcsphere. Both will give you the same amount of power. Using a Bracelet or an Arcsphere actually gives you one more power than if you used a Power Amulet. To get max power, you have to use the wrapping mechanic of the Atlantean modifier to make it give power instead of another substat. You do this by using gems to give whatever substats the armor piece is missing. So when the Atlantean modifier checks to see what substat is missing, it sees that you already have every substat, making it give you power. Using this mechanic, you can get 12 power, which is 6 more power than if you just used 2 power gems. The only issue with both of these builds is their Insanity 4 and 5. Insanity 4 and 5 drains your health until you die, so you can only use this max power build for around 10 seconds before you die from the high Insanity. So here's the maximum amount of power you can have without dying to Insanity. You have 6 less power, but you can actually use the build without dying as you only have 3 Insanity. Without any Insanity, you'll only have 238 power. Moving on to defense, the maximum you can get is 2467 with this build. This build uses Painite gems, which isn't ideal. This build with 0 vitality means you'll have 3435 HP. Imagine this build with resistance, focus, or aura. The amount of HP you'd have. The drawback with this high HP becomes a huge anti-synergy, so here's the max defense you can have without Painite gems. 1835 defense, which is 632 less defense than with the Painite gems, but at least you don't have 8 drawback. The next stat is agility. The maximum you can get is 432 with this build. Unfortunately, none of the modifiers in the game give agility, and you can't make the Atlantean modifier wrap back around to agility. The maximum agility without an amulet is 394, which is 38 less agility than with an amulet. The next stat is attack speed. You can get 537 attack speed using this build. Without an amulet, you'd have 494 attack speed, which is 43 less than with an amulet. Up next is attack size. 541 attack size is the current max amount you can get with this build. Without an amulet, this becomes 502, which is 39 less than with an amulet. Next up is intensity. Using this build, you can get 503 intensity. But you can actually get 514 intensity by using the Mountaineer's Boots. The Mountaineer's Boots with the Sandy modifier, an intensity gem, and the enhanced enchant gives 91 intensity, which is 11 more than the Aura's Pants. The website I'm using currently doesn't have the Mountaineer's Boots as an option, so I'm using the Aura's Pants as they're the next best in slot. Just add 11 intensity to these intensity builds to get the true max intensity you can get by using the Sandy enhanced Mountaineer's Boots. Without an amulet, you'll only have 454 intensity, which is 49 less than with an amulet. Moving on to insanity, the max you can get from armor is 5 by just using 5 armor pieces with the Atlantean modifier on them. This is only from armor though. You can probably get 10 insanity by using this build at the Insanity 5 range of the Dark Sea. I wonder what the Insanity 10 effects are. Insanity 10 probably gives you a seizure and then you just die. Up next is Drawback. You can have 20 drawback with this build. I really don't know why you would ever want 20 drawback. 20 drawback probably kills you in real life. The final stat is warding, and by using this build you can have 9 warding. You can also get an extra 5 warding from a warding potion, meaning you can have a maximum of 14 warding. I really don't know what you'd ever need 14 warding for, but at least you now know how to get it. Warding 14 probably just ascends you to heaven. Alright, those are all of the max stat builds. That's gonna be all for the video. Have a great rest of your day, my fellow Magma Munchers. Like and subscribe.
그랬냐?